Welcome back. President Trump is accusing Democrats of leaking that low-confidence intelligence report regarding the damage done to Iran's nuclear facilities. We heard from the defense secretary, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, who both told us the damage done was severe. The president posted on Truth Social, they should all be prosecuted, the people who leaked it. The Wall Street Journal out with a new op-ed today. Kim Strassel writes, Trump bombs the leak machine. Kim writes about how Trump's initial presidency, the first term, was hobbled by partisan leaks. Joining me right now is a man who was part of that administration, the former Secretary of State, former CIA Director, Mike Pompeo. Mr. Secretary, always great to see you. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning, Maria. It's great to be with you as well.
I want to get your take on the damage done, but first, give us your assessment of the leak of a report. Literally, it's called low confidence report, I guess, for a reason. But, I mean, it came out literally 24 hours after the Iran strikes. Is it even possible to have that kind of information in an accurate way so soon after the strikes?
Maria, whoever leaked this ought to be fully prosecuted, just as others have said before. I think that's absolutely true. You cannot have this inside your government. For functioning executive branch to perform its operations, it needs to be able to protect information and produce it only when it makes sense for the American people to know. As for what they would have known, they would have had very, very limited information, very preliminary information. And for that reason, they would have said, hey, this is low confidence. This is single source, perhaps. This is just one of our dozen-plus agencies. And the person who leaked this did this with great intention. They were trying to undermine the truth. The truth is that the Iranian program and, frankly, Iran's power in the region has been greatly undermined over the past weeks. And this was someone who wanted to undo what President Trump had achieved by sending out a counter-narrative at a very critical time.
I mean, you know, it's really dangerous to have the media write on something like this after what you just said. I mean, you are the former Secretary of State. You are the former director of the CIA, not to mention all the work you've done in Congress, even before those two roles. And you just said there's absolutely no way they could have had a substantial amount of information. You said they had very little information about what the efficacy really was 24 hours later. And yet the media gets it, runs with it, and tries to poke holes in President Trump's reporting on what this was, undermining the president at a time that literally you could argue we're at war with terrorists.
Oh, goodness. Maria, you captured that perfectly. I was traveling when this report was leaked, so I was stuck watching CNN and BBC, CNN International and BBC. This was the story circulating constantly on these networks, and they had to have known that what they had was, at best, flimsy, and certainly someone who was motivated to undermine the American effort in the Middle East, who didn't like the way that we had proceeded. And you know, Maria, this has been contentious. You're right. I've been working on the Iran file for, goodness gracious, a decade plus now, ever since Secretary Kerry mistakenly gave Iran a pathway with the nuclear deal. And so someone probably still sitting at sounds like it was the DIA, the Defense Intelligence Agency, decided that they would just throw this little tidbit out there, ungrounded, unfounded, and highly motivated to undermine President Trump's accomplishments.
So where do you see the Iran threat today, Secretary? Because the Supreme Leader has resurfaced now. After a week of absence, he was hiding in a bunker since it happened, and now he's tweeting. And he's warning of future attacks on the United States. Ali Khamenei says his country had delivered a slap in the face to America by striking a U.S. airbase in Qatar. Meanwhile, ICE has arrested 11 Iranian nationals since Sunday, all of whom were in America illegally. They include suspected terrorists, even a former member of the Iranian forces. There have been several Iranian threats to the United States in just the last 3 years, including on you. You had a fatwa on your back. You were targeted by a member of the Iran Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps in 2022, Mr. Secretary. You've got to still watch your back in the face of all of this. So what do you think about Iran's capability today?
Maria, let's just state the patently true. Iran is crippled. I saw the Ayatollah. The fact that he's in the bunker should tell you something. The fact that he's now out there talking like you remember Baghdad Bob, who would go on TV with patent lies that everybody could see it, became a bit of a joke. What the Ayatollah said there is a message to his own people, trying to obfuscate the horrors that he brought on them since 1979, and the incredible crippling attacks that Israel and the United States have placed on Iran. We shouldn't just focus on Fordow. Sometimes CNN and the like will try to do that. What we should focus on is Hamas is greatly diminished. Hezbollah is struggling. Syria fell apart. The Shia militias in Iraq are contained. The Houthis in Yemen have stopped firing at ships. This is an enormous accomplishment that Israel and the United States have achieved together, and that means the Middle East is fundamentally reshaped. We can't forget that Iran still has some capabilities. You're right, they could try to do something here in the United States or in Europe. Those are important things, and we have to do the hard work. But if you're thinking about Iran's place in the geostrategic orbit, it is fundamentally different today than it was just several weeks ago, and President Trump should get great credit for achieving that.
And you also studied so much on China. Several Boeing 747s have reportedly been spotted on radar leaving China for Iran last week. Is China complicit here?
Well, remember, Maria, they have promised their fealty, friendship, love, partnership, call it what you will, between China and Iran. One should ask the Ayatollah or the now deceased leaders of the Iranian military if that was much use to them. It turned out China was a no-show at the time that mattered most. China is clearly partnering with the Iranians, perhaps most importantly today, funding them by buying discounted oil from them. China and Russia and Iran, an authoritarian axis, are trying to work together to undermine us. We've seen this. I think we are doing a fantastic job at putting them back in place. This will be difficult work. The Chinese Communist Party is quite capable, but they too have to say that they picked the loser in this campaign. The Israelis showed that the Iranian military is feckless, and President Trump showed that when America rises, when America leads, just as President Reagan did, that we can fundamentally make sure that the American people are safer as they are today.
Yeah. Secretary, before you go, you did so much work on the Abraham Accords. I saw a report last week. Somebody said to me, I think Syria will join the Abraham Accords. Do you think that's possible?
Maria, I'm always an optimist. I think it's possible. I think there's a bit of work to do before that really is material. I think Syria has rebuilding to do. But I think many nations will join this. I think eventually nearly all of the Middle Eastern Gulf states will do that. I think Islamic countries in Asia, think of Indonesia and Malaysia, may well also join this. It's just so simple. To recognize the fundamental right of the Jewish homeland Israel to exist is so straightforward. I think many countries will want to be partners in technology and economy and security with Israel, and that is a great thing for the United States of America if we can continue to build out what President Trump was able to achieve with the Abraham Accords in his first term.
Secretary, it's great to see you. Thank you so much.
Maria, wonderful to be with you. Have a great day.
And to you, Mike Pompeo joining us this morning. We'll be right back. Stay with us.